To create a new file, restart Seamless. Before we add our boxes to create our hands, click on Bird's Eye so we're looking down at the grid. Click the Create Box button. So that we add 2 boxes for the left and right hand instead of just one, click to the side some distance away from the midline on the grid. Move the mouse to specify from the center of the box the length and width. When you have the length and width as desired, click to set these values and to allow for specifying the height. We're at the wrong view to specify the height, so hold down the right mouse button and drag to tilt the view so we can see the front of the boxes. Now the height can be specified by moving the mouse. When you have the height as desired, click and our boxes are complete. Like fully grown caterpillars, the task of our boxes are complete and are ready to be converted into NURB patches so that we can begin NURB patch modeling. Convert the boxes to patches by clicking the butterfly button. Increase the number of control staves to 4 and increase the number of Z control staves to 3 so that we can extrude 3 fingers. If you want 4 fingers, set the number of Z control staves to 4. Our boxes are made up of 6 patches, 1 for each side. As we don't want these sides where the wrists will be, click this control point to select the patch for the unwanted side and click Delete Selected Patches from the menu. To extrude the thumbs, click this control point and then click Extrude. Tick the spiderweb center control box and increase the number of insertions to 2 and increase the distance until our extrusions look like thumbs. To extrude the middle fingers, click this control point before clicking Extrude. Same as for the thumbs, tick the spiderweb center control box and increase the number of insertions to 2 and increase the distance. We can judge the finger length more precisely if we set the view to bird's eye. Click the Select Ring button and select the finger base ring. Squash the ring by holding down the Alt key while dragging. Then release the Alt key to drag the ring back to the base. To extrude the index fingers, click this control point before clicking Extrude. Tick the spiderweb center control box and increase the number of insertions to 2 and increase the distance. Toggle out of backface ignore mode so that we can select all of the control points in the finger using the rectangle selection tool. To use the rectangle selection tool, hold down the Shift key while dragging with the mouse. Stretch the fingers at this orientation to fatten it a little. Remember, you can change the orientation of the lever without rotating the selected points by holding down the Control key while dragging the lever. Select the base ring and drag it back to base. Extrude the pinky finger and orientate it much the same way as we did for the index finger. Rotate the thumb so that it is orientated at about 45 degrees and drag some of the base points to make the base of the thumb a bit more rounded. Select the wrist and drag it back and squash it in. Insert a new ring in the wrist and squash it in. And squash this next ring a little too. To make the palm and the back of the hands thinner and more aligned with the fingers from a front-on view, select the back of the hands points and drag them in and do the same for the palm points. Now we may want to stretch the hand in the opposite direction to thicken the fingers a bit. It's good to keep looking at our model from different orientations as we work on it, and to look at it in home mode from time to time so that we can get a better idea of what it looks like without the control cage. The grid can be hidden if you find it a bit distracting, as it's not needed at this stage. To get back into modelling mode, click the Modelling Mode button. The hands look a bit thin now from a bird's eye view, so let's stretch this region out a bit. Drag the pivot point down to the base of the thumb so that we don't stretch any of the points towards the thumb. The thumbs will look more natural if they are rotated down a bit when looking from a side-on view. The base of the thumb looks like it needs another ring inserted. You'll probably want to insert more rings into the fingers too, but be careful not to add too many rings too soon, as it is easier to add extra rings and shape them after you have got the initial shape right. Always feel free to keep playing, stretching and shaping to get it more to your liking. This is how we develop our artistic skills.